You get used to weird calls in this job: domestic disputes, drunk dads falling off grills, allergic reactions to kale. But the ones that make your skin crawl, they start like this one did. Redwood Oaks, gated, HOA run, over manicured. The kind of place that panics over brown grass but argues about ambulances like they're optional. Welcome to Prodigy Tales. Make sure you like and subscribe for your top-notch HOA drama before we dive in deeply. Let us know in the comments where you're watching this story from. We were 3 minutes out. Dispatch said male, mid-60s, collapsed during a walk. Daughter found him unresponsive. CPR in progress. No other info. We hit lights and rolled. But when we got to the gate, nothing opened. I buzzed. No answer. Then she stepped out. Middle-aged, stiff posture, sunglasses on despite dusk. Clipboard in hand. You already know her name. Everyone does. "Can I help you?" she asked, flatly. "We've got a medical emergency inside. We need to get through. Now." She gave a little laugh. "Not during restricted hours. You'll need security clearance." My partner leaned forward. "Ma'am, he's unconscious, not breathing. You're delaying care." "Protocol exists for a reason," she said, holding up a laminated policy sheet. "This is private property. No exceptions." From inside the neighborhood, faint shouting. A female voice, panicked, yelling something over and over. Sounded like, "He's not breathing." I keyed the mic. "Dispatch, we're blocked at the gate. Resident is refusing access." My partner was already out of the vehicle, trying to talk sense into her. She wouldn't budge. Arms crossed, feet planted like she was guarding a national secret instead of a dying man. I felt the seconds bleeding away, one after another. She wouldn't tell us who the victim was, wouldn't confirm the location. Just insisted, "No one enters without board approval." Like lives had business hours. My adrenaline was spiking, and I hadn't even touched a patient yet. Then, movement down the street. A door slammed. A few porch lights flicked on. People were stepping outside. Curious? Concerned? I didn't know yet, but I was praying someone, anyone, would make this woman move. Because if they didn't, I knew we'd be calling in a different team. The one with a body bag. "Is that screaming?" my partner asked. It was. A woman's voice, hysterical, echoing faintly through the hedges and cookie-cutter homes beyond the gate. She was crying something over and over. It sounded like, "Please, he's not moving." I looked at Karen. She looked at her clipboard. "Ma'am," I said, stepping forward, trying not to yell, "do you understand that you're interfering with an emergency response?" "I understand exactly what I'm doing," she said. "And I understand your presence violates Redwood policy. If we let in every government vehicle that flashes lights, what's next? Helicopters? SWAT?" She said it like she was joking, but her eyes were dead serious. Behind us, cars were lining up. Neighbors? Probably. A woman in a robe and slippers ran up from down the street. "Is someone hurt?" she asked. "I heard." "Go back inside," Karen barked. "This doesn't concern you." My partner stepped back into the rig and grabbed the AED, hoisting it like a protest sign. "It literally concerns a dying man." I keyed the mic again. "Dispatch, gate is still blocked. Resident refusing access, no security override. Can we get PD en route?" Karen spun toward me. "Excuse me? Are you trying to escalate? That's a violation of Civil Coordination Code." I tuned her out. My eyes were on the neighborhood. Lights were turning on. Phones were recording. One guy walked up, arms crossed, brows raised. Then another. They weren't moving in, but they weren't walking away either. That's when the screaming inside the neighborhood stopped. It wasn't good silence. It was the kind that gets in your lungs. Karen didn't flinch, just kept blabbing about liability and trespassing. A man near the gate shouted, "Is this real life? Lady, let them in." She shot back, "They'll enter when the HOA approves the paperwork." Paperwork for CPR. That's when I saw the woman in the robe grip the gate. Her hand shook. Her face didn't. Karen noticed too. "Don't you dare," she started. But it was too late. People were moving. Fast. I've seen people panic in fires during overdoses, even mid-childbirth. But what I saw in that moment, it was the rage of a neighborhood watching someone die while a clipboard-wielding lunatic yelled about trespassing. Karen grabbed the gate bar, physically blocking the latch. "You touch this, and I will file criminal charges. You'll never own property again." The woman in the robe didn't say a word. She lunged. Karen shrieked and stumbled back as the gate swung wide. A man shoved it the rest of the way open, almost ripping it off the hinge. Another grabbed Karen's shoulder to pull her aside. She tried to slap him. Someone caught it on video. I heard a voice mutter, "Yup, she just hit him." We were moving. AED, medbag, O2 tank. I shouted, "Keep the path clear," as we ran down the road following the direction of the screams. The victim was about 5 houses in, sprawled across the lawn, half on the sidewalk. Middle-aged woman, maybe his daughter, was kneeling beside him, chest heaving, hands mid-compression. He just collapsed. He made a sound and dropped," she stammered. I nodded and took over. Gloves on, pads out, checking vitals. No pulse. None. "Clear," my partner barked. First shock. The body jerked. Still nothing. Second shock. Karen's voice floated in from behind us. "You can't just force your way in like this. This is still private property." Someone screamed back, "You almost got him killed." I focused on the man's chest. We worked fast, efficient, clinical, but I couldn't shake the sinking weight in my gut. We were late. We had lost minutes. Critical minutes. My partner started bagging. We had to move him. I called for a stretcher, already calculating time to hospital. Karen kept yelling. Someone, maybe the guy who opened the gate, was calling the police. One of the neighbors turned to me and whispered, "She knew him. They had a fight last week over a fence line." I didn't respond. I couldn't afford to speculate. Not yet. But in my gut, I felt it. Something about this wasn't just HOA brain rot. It felt personal. We got him back. Barely. Heart rhythm returned in the rig. Weak. Thready, but there. By the time we reached the hospital, he was stabilized enough for the ER to take over. His daughter broke down right there in the ambulance bay. We just stood silent, letting her cry. You don't talk in those moments. You just let it breathe. But the moment passed, and then it was time for paperwork and for police. Turns out at least 4 residents had filmed the entire thing. Karen's ranting, her physical interference, her blocking medical aid for over 6 minutes. One video captured her screaming, "I don't care if he's dying, he's not allowed in." I gave my statement that night. 3 days later, I got a call from the DA's office, and a week after that, I was testifying in court. Karen sat across from me in a stale beige blazer like this was just another HOA board meeting. Her attorney tried to spin it as confusion. Miscommunication. She thought we were private contractors. She thought the man had left the community voluntarily and waived medical privileges. Absolute fiction. They played the body cam. They played the neighborhood footage. They played the call audio. I watched the jury's faces. You could hear the oxygen drain from the room when the 911 audio reached the part where she said, "You'll wait like everyone else." And still, she never apologized. Not once. No one could prove whether she held a grudge against the victim. Rumors swirled, a property line feud, an old argument about a community pool vote. One neighbor swore Karen muttered, "Figures it's him," under her breath when the sirens rolled in. But we couldn't prove intent. Didn't matter. She was charged with felony obstruction of emergency services, reckless endangerment, and misuse of authority in a gated community. She got 4 years. No parole for at least 2. HOA removed her the same week. Redwood Oaks now has an override code posted at the gate for all emergency responders. Big, bold letters. This gate never closes to life-saving care. As for the man, he lived. Full recovery. And Karen? Well, turns out policy doesn't mean much when you're watching the world through 3 inches of plexiglass. The end. Please like and subscribe for more HOA showdowns like this. Have you had a similar encounter with a Karen or anyone in the HOA board? Let us know in the comments.